Hello, everyone. How is everyone today? Can everybody hear me in chat all right? Yay. Are we good over on the tube as well, babe? I would assume we are good on both. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, guys. Welcome to the 1 millionth day of severe weather coverage, where I feel like we're never gonna get a break, and probably not anytime soon. Good news about today. If you guys were watching stream last night and watched my video this morning, things are downtrending a little bit. That's some good news. We got a couple tornado warnings out. I believe we had a couple tornado warnings out. Let me double check here. Yeah, we do have a tornado warning that is out here just to the west of Fort Smith, Arkansas. This actually expires here in about 25 to 30 minutes. So most of this is line embedded rotation. As of right now, you can clearly see where that rotation is at here. This is going to be for Stigler, Whitefield, Keota, and Tamaha here in Oklahoma. Western side here, getting ready to cross into Fort Smith. We will more than likely get a new severe thunderstorm watch or tornado watch here in the not too distant future. I will say, though, we should start to see the overall severe weather threat for this squall line as it approaches into Arkansas. It should start to weaken with time here. So the major significant severe weather threat, we're going to talk about that here in a second for today. We're still looking at the threat for a couple of strong tornadoes today back down here into southern portions of Texas. Dallas, you guys are still technically in that risk zone down here. I will mention, though, your storms are coming through now very, very slowly. What I'm basically saying here with this as well is there is a chance, really not a chance for a strong tornado. You're already seeing your wind and rain. Really, that strong tornado risk is going to be out in front of this here. So I think the Fort Worth, Dallas area, you guys are getting some heavy rain. You're getting some wind. We shouldn't see too much of a severe weather threat at all today with that already moving through. So that is some good news. Like I said, as last night, if you guys were watching the stream last night, we were talking about the threat for a couple of strong tornadoes in Texas. They did issue that outlook this morning. That outlook is still in place. We're really more concerned about out in front of this here. There could be a couple of strong tornadoes later on this afternoon, basically from Tyler, Texas, Texarkana, Shreveport, Louisiana, down towards potentially Waco here. This is the area that I'm watching for personally later on this afternoon where we could see that threat. Let me switch over so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. Yeah, this is the area that I'm more concerned about that I'm watching for later on this afternoon. I will mention, though, the peak window for the severe weather threat overall today is going to be between now and about 4 p.m. So we're not really looking at a long day in terms of severe weather. We're probably only going to be on here till about 4 or 5 p.m. this afternoon. So I don't expect a big long day for severe weather. Very short window with this already ongoing this morning. So like I said, if you're in Dallas, Fort Worth area, you're getting storms now. Nothing severe, just heavy rain and some wind. So you should be out of this here in the next couple of hours. We are watching for a couple discrete supercells potentially trying to fire off here out in front of this line. Those will have the bigger threat of potentially producing a tornado or potentially even a strong tornado. The good news is we don't even have severe thunderstorm warnings on this line. So the most of the severe weather is up here near eastern Oklahoma. The good news is Oklahoma City, you are in the clear. We are no longer seeing severe weather for you guys today. There is a shot for some low end severe weather back here into Texas and western Oklahoma. That is going to be for Elk City, Woodward later on this evening. A conditional wind and hail threat, maybe a brief spin up tornado. But like I mentioned, Oklahoma City, you guys are in the clear, no longer in a risk zone. So no need to worry about that. That's some super good news. We'll probably honestly see a lot of this risk zone drop again in the next update. Bree, what is up? Good to see you in here as always. Like I mentioned, guys, tornado warning here for the next little bit of time. We also do have another mode for severe weather up here today as well. We are looking at the threat for some severe weather up here into Missouri, into the Ohio Valley. This is going to be what we call a conditional tornado wind and hail risk. We've not seen a mesoscale discussion for a watch yet. I'm currently waiting on that. We'll have the threat for a couple of isolated brief tornadoes, some damaging wind, and some large hail today up here. That slight risk, level 2 risk in place, that level 1 risk in place here as well for the threat for all modes of severe weather. This is very, very conditional. We have a warm front that's lifting currently right now across the southern Ohio Valley. If supercells can fire off, there will be a conditional threat today for severe weather. Like I said, southern and central Indiana, Illinois, and eastern and central Missouri, and north Kentucky along basically the Ohio River here. So we'll have to watch out for that. So I actually myself is once again included in that. So yeah, once again, just kind of watching here. Tornado warning in effect here for portions of eastern Oklahoma, Stigler, Keota, and Tamaha. That warning expires here in about 20 minutes. Outside of that, though, we've got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings for 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is really not doing a lot, guys, other than just ridiculous amount of rainfall here. If you were in the Fort Worth, Dallas area, you are fine. Your severe weather threat is pretty much going to be diminishing here within the next hour. You're just seeing some wind, some rain. Those risk zones should change accordingly, too, on the next SPC update. I don't know why they kept the 10% hatch tornado risk there, because you're not going to see strong tornadoes today. That's already done and over with. What we're going to be watching for, like I mentioned here, is going to be out in front of this line of thunderstorms here, basically from Waco up to Texarkana, Arkansas, maybe even into central Arkansas. We do have a tornado watch. It's still out here until 5 p.m. Central Time. Dallas, you are not in that, so like I said, you are good. We should start to see some mesoscale discussions, and actually, speaking of a mesoscale discussion, there it is. Brand new tornado watch here going to be issued in the next 2 hours for southern Texas in western Louisiana here, just spoken into existence, basically. So if you are in South Central Texas here, this is basically going to be for the Waco area up through Tyler and northwestern portions of Louisiana here. There will be a new tornado watch that gets issued here within the next 1 to 2 hours. Tornado threat driven here, wind up to 80 miles per hour, and some small hail, medium-sized hail here. We'll be watching for that secondary threat for this afternoon. Like I mentioned, guys, this is going to be about, this should start to diminish as the evening progresses this afternoon. We are not going to be looking at an overnight severe weather threat once, like we've been seeing the last couple of days. This is going to be a pretty brief day today. So like I said, I only expect to be on here for about a couple hours just to kind of keep you guys going here. So that is the new mesoscale that just got issued. I'm waiting for a mesoscale discussion for Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky and Ohio, or not Ohio, but eastern Missouri potentially for a tornado watch up there. We'll see if the Storm Prediction Center in fact does that. Here's kind of an idea on what we're seeing with the models, guys. Like I said, the reason why the tornado threat has diminished for a lot of areas today. I know Dallas, we were talking last night, there was a conditional threat for a couple strong tornadoes. I mentioned to you guys last night, if this squall line was not weakened by the time it got to the DFW area this morning, there would be the lesser threat for tornadoes, and that's exactly what happened. So the squall line continued to stay vigorous. It allowed for less convection out in front of the line, and we are able to see lesser of a tornado threat there. So the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I'm not too concerned about too much anymore here. We're going to continue to see the squall line intensify, and later on this afternoon, if any of these discrete supercells, especially down here in southern Texas here, really around the Tyler area, Waco area, I need you guys being very, very mindful if you're in those areas here. We'll have the threat for a couple of prefrontal supercells. These could allow for a couple of strong tornadoes. There is a hatch tornado risk out for today. Damaging winds and large hail also possible. We'll still continue to see the squall line advance east. The northern mode of the squall line up here towards Arkansas and Missouri, this should be really more just rain than anything, with a conditional wind, hail, tornado risk. Not too concerned about that. We're really going to be more focused on the southern mode down here, because the low-level jet's going to be a lot stronger down towards Texas and western portions of northwestern Louisiana than it is up in Arkansas and Missouri. But nevertheless, conditional tornado risk up there. This is really going to go till about 6, 7, maybe 8 o'clock tonight. We'll see a couple more supercells maybe firing off right around dinner time down here, but majority of the severe weather threat for today will be pretty much over with after dinner time tonight. So like I said, we might actually, and I'm going to say this, guys, we might actually get the evening off tonight from severe weather, hopefully. So we'll be watching the Ohio Valley mode and the southern mode today for you guys. I also, hopefully here in the next 3 hours, I do have a storm chaser that will be chasing in and around Missouri this afternoon. So once they get their stream up and going, I will potentially have that for you guys. That'll be super, super exciting. So if there are any storms that fire off in Missouri or western Illinois today, we'll have a chaser out today. So that'll be super exciting. There could be a couple straggler storms closer to 11 p.m. midnight tonight, according to the HRRR model. Although, like I said, by midnight tonight, we're done. Not much of anything. We do have one more day of significant severe weather tomorrow, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. A pretty big elongated area of severe weather tomorrow. So, but instability values here on our latest model run, continuing to see instability. Like I said, Oklahoma City, you guys are done. I'm not expecting anything for OKC. Most of the instability is going to be down here in the southeast Texas, so we're going to continue to watch that. We are watching a warm front lift across the Ohio Valley, where there's a conditional threat for isolated tornado damaging wind and some hail. But majority of the threat for today is going to be down into Texas here for today and for tomorrow. Tornado parameters on the latest model run here. This is where the highest tornado parameters are at for any cells that can fire off over the next couple of hours. Here we'll have a threat for southeast Texas here to see a couple of tornadoes, maybe even a strong brief tornado there. And then that's really going to fade as we get closer to about 6, 7 o'clock tonight. And then by midnight, we start to kind of set the stage again for tomorrow's setup. And we'll talk more about tomorrow here again in just a little bit. Once again, idea of reflectivity, going to see that squall line intensify, and then eventually a couple prefrontal supercells maybe along that boundary there. Just kind of getting a look at the updraft helicity tracks for this afternoon. Kind of gives us an idea of where the storms could be spinning at. And you can clearly see where we're going to see that potential at here, really more down here in the southern portion of Texas. So That's a good thing, guys. A big downtrend in terms of what we were looking at yesterday. We were looking at some pretty interesting model runs yesterday. Let's talk about the Ohio Valley up here in Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana here for a minute. These are the Helicity tracks. I wouldn't rule out some type of brief tornado across the Illinois-Indiana line, just north of Interstate 64 here. We're going to have to watch that pretty closely this afternoon. We do have a warm front that is lifting currently, so we're continuing to see the instability rise across Kentucky. This is a very interesting setup today. The models are not going to show a lot of convection probably until a little bit later on this evening, but any of these little cells that can fire off draped along that warm front will have the threat for a surface-based tornado. I would not be shocked to see a couple of tornado warnings issued at some point between southern Illinois and Indiana later on this evening here, and you can see that kind of popping up. A little bit more of a vigorous, setup along that Indiana-Illinois line there, so I'm not too really concerned about Kentucky here. We'll have to see what happens on northern Kentucky, but other than that, this will be a pretty brief window where we could see a couple showers and storms. By the time we get to later on this evening, this is going to be mostly just rain and thunderstorms up here, not looking at anything severe. We can actually take a look at mesoscale here, and we can take a look and see. Let me go to our thermodynamics. Yeah, so no instability in OKC. Most of Oklahoma's done with their threat for today. We're really going to be looking out in front of this here where we've got enough wind shear and enough instability to allow for potential for significant storms. And I do think that the southern mode of this line will start to intensify as we go through the later portions of the afternoon. Taking a look up here into Kentucky and Indiana and Illinois. Let's take a look up here. Yeah, you can see where the warm front is at. It is just now lifting across the Ohio River here. So we are just now starting to see that instability push north. So any of these storms that do fire off along that the Ohio River Valley here, the I-64 corridor, will have a chance for the threat here for an isolated tornado, some damaging winds, and some large hail. We're going to watch that lift here to the north. You guys can see over the next couple of hours that warm front, maybe if this plays out, that warm front will be lifting. So we will have plentiful instability values at the surface there later on this afternoon. So we're going to have to watch and see if a couple of those cells do in fact fire off. It's not a big day in terms of the Ohio Valley, but there will be a couple chances for some storms to initiate later on this afternoon. The DFW area, I don't expect to be much for you guys today. Your severe weather threat's pretty much diminished at this point due to the line of storms that's been coming through right now. So I don't expect much. It's really going to be southeastern and south central Texas. As I mentioned, a new tornado watch will be issued here for south central portions of Texas here very soon. That'll be western, northwestern Louisiana, and southeastern Texas. Tyler, Waco, you'll be in that new tornado watch once that gets issued. So that's what we're looking at currently right now. We'll go back to radar here because we do have a couple of warnings out. We still have a tornado warning in effect here for the next 10 to 15 minutes here in eastern Oklahoma. This is for Stigler and Tamaha here in Oklahoma. A little bit of a QLCS tornado risk here. Line embedded tornado. You can see that mesovortice wrapping around up here on the northern side of that warning box. If we go and we take a look at our velocity scan here, we do have a little bit of instability, or not instability, but a little bit of can't even talk here. A little bit of rotation in place here right along the northern side of that warning. A little bit of inflow, a little bit of outflow. Not anything too crazy. I don't expect a big day today, guys. I really think we're going to see more damaging wind and hail than anything. There will be that threat for a strong isolated tornado this afternoon, but just going to be one of those days again where it's sloppy. It's a messy mode. You get these shortwave troughs that come in. Typically, you get a lot of divergence in the atmosphere. You get your storm mode is very messy, and you get this kind of slop fest happening. So, Britt, thank you for the subscription. I do appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys, if you have not subscribed on here, do subscribe. It is very much appreciated. You get a lot of benefits and perks when you do subscribe on here. I do appreciate it very much. Mindy over on YouTube, good to see you over there. Hope you are doing well. We are live both on platforms over on YouTube and here on TikTok, so make sure you guys do check out both. I do appreciate it very much. But yeah, not a lot happening right now. This line is really struggling to hold intensity in terms of severe potential. So we're really starting to watch as the southern mode. So like I mentioned, Dallas, DFW area, you're getting a lot of heavy rain. This is pushing through. The worst of it's pushing through. Once this line of storms pushes through, you're done for the day. I don't expect anything else for you guys today in the DFW area. What my concern is going to be is out in front of this line. So Texarkana, we've got, I believe, Mount Pleasant here, New Boston, Sulphur Springs. You're in that tornado watch still. This is the area right here that I'm going to be most concerned about for tornado potential between about now and about 6 p.m., 7 o'clock this afternoon. Any storms, like I say, that can become surface-based and stay discreet will have the chance for a potential strong tornado. And the thing that sucks about this area is we just don't have great radar coverage either. So we're going to have to really be watching that here in case of that. We'll also be, like I said, watching the Ohio Valley today as well. So I do appreciate you guys. If you guys have not followed on here on TikTok, do hit that follow button. If you guys are not tapping that screen, make sure we're tapping that screen. We'll have another day of severe weather tomorrow. I do want to briefly talk about tomorrow here. It's actually updating right now, so let's talk about tomorrow here. Did they go enhanced with tomorrow? No, they did not go enhanced. They did put a slight risk again, so this is tomorrow's risk zone, which is really interesting. This is going to be mostly a wind and a hail-driven risk zone for tomorrow. This should be the last day that we see severe weather tomorrow. At least significant severe weather here. So I'm letting this update here very quickly. Big area tomorrow. Big area tomorrow for severe weather. So we do have a level 1 marginal risk that does go basically here from Rochester, New York, all the way down here into the southeast, into Texas, back up and around. This is our risk zone for tomorrow. Level 1 risk in the green, level 2 slight risk in the yellow here. Tomorrow's tornado risk, guys, is very, very low. We do have a conditional tornado risk. Go figure, I'm in that, as always. Western and central Kentucky, southern Indiana, and southern Indiana, far extreme southern Illinois, western and central Tennessee, including the Nashville, Jackson, and Memphis area, and northwestern Mississippi. So very small area for tornado potential tomorrow. We're going to have just enough shear in the atmosphere here to allow for tornado genesis, and might go outside and do a live stream tomorrow for you guys, since we're going to be in smack dab in the middle of that here in Western Kentucky. It just seems to be, we cannot catch a freaking break here. I don't know why. Tornado risk yesterday, tornado risk today, tornado risk tomorrow here. It's crazy. Love this very, very much. So there's the tornado risk for tomorrow, very low wind threat at 15 and 5% for all areas. And then the hail threat, we do have 2 hatched regions for hail back here into the Red River, Wichita Falls, Fort Sill, hail up to 2 inches in diameter, and then Waco, Austin tomorrow for hail up to 2 inches in diameter. Outside of that, though, 5% risk for hail. Tomorrow will be really just a wind day. We're going to have a lot of wind out there tomorrow, so just be very, very mindful of that. But that is tomorrow's risk zone. And then we get into the day 3 outlook, and as of right now, a very low end risk zone, level 1 out of 5 here for wind and hail on a Friday. So tomorrow will probably be the last day we have severe weather coverage, depending on what happens here in our backyard. So we'll be watching out for you guys on that. Outside of that, though, we should get a break on Saturday and Sunday from most severe weather before things get going again for the plains on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And we'll talk more about that later. The tornado threat for the DFW area has pretty much diminished. I'm not expecting really a tornado risk for the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Your line of storms is already coming in now. It is sub-severe. That is basically going to cool and stabilize the atmosphere. And you guys really should be done after this. We shouldn't see much of anything for the DFW area after this messy complex pushes through. So I think you guys got very, very lucky today. What basically happened was, compared to last night, if you guys were watching the live stream last night, we talked about the soundings that were coming in for the DFW area. They were very alarming. What happened this morning is our squall line, this line of storms that's coming through Oklahoma and Texas right now, ended up becoming a little bit more intense than what was forecasted. And I mentioned last night, if our squall line was more intense going through tomorrow morning or today now, we would see that tornado threat a lot lesser. We wouldn't have enough time for cells in front of this to organize. And so that's what's happening. But what that's going to do is it's going to push the significant tornado risk further south. So down here to East Texas, into Shreveport, Louisiana, back down here towards Waco, Nacogdoches, we've got Trinity, Bryan, Round Rock. If you're outside of this line of storms, there still is a strong tornado risk for this afternoon. Back up here into Oklahoma, your risk is pretty much almost over with as well. We still have this tornado warning in effect here for about 10 more minutes, just outside of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Outside of that, 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, and that's about it. So we really don't have a lot of severe weather happening right now, just a lot of heavy rain. Be mindful of the water levels if you guys are outside driving around creeks, streams, roadways. Don't drive through flooded waters, please, please, please. So that would be, just be very, very mindful about that. But we've got about 10 to 15 minutes left on this tornado warning here. Outside of that, though, everything else is really, it's just raining, guys. It's just a lot of rain out there. So we'll have to keep you guys updated on that there. We're just, like I said, we're watching for prefrontal cells to see what happens. Like I said, we're also watching the Ohio Valley here. I did not see anything that is got my attention yet up here. This is a very conditional risk zone this afternoon for the Ohio Valley. I was hoping we could get some storms here today that potentially would allow for some photogenic supercells here, but we're just not going to get that. It looks here on the Kentucky line. Looks like it's going to be further north of us today. Yeah, guys, I'm happy. Like I said, DFW flooding is going to be a big issue. Tornado risk pretty much is almost at 0 at this point. Whatever tornado risk you guys had was very small window this morning. So that once the next SPC Outlook update comes in, we should see the Dallas-Fort Worth area risk zone completely gone, at least or at marginal. So that'll be good. That'll be good. So Once again, if you're out in front of this, Corsicana, Texas, Waco, Belton, Round Rock, Bryan, Trinity, if you're out in front of this line of storms, you're still going to have the threat for severe weather through this afternoon and through this evening here. So like I said, we're watching for these prefrontal supercells that could allow for a strong tornado potential here. Starting to see a little bit of an uptick here with some wind. We're going to have to watch this, I believe, also potentially here. Let me double check on this. Might be starting to see maybe a little mesovortice spin up here, potentially near Cleburne, Texas. So we're going to watch that as well and see what that happens there. Yeah, Stigler, Oklahoma. You guys are almost done with your tornado warning. That is still out. This is a radar indicated tornado warning. This has still got about 9 minutes left on it before it expires. So make sure you guys stay in your safe places if you're up here in Stigler, Oklahoma. This is the only tornado warning that is out right now. Let me go back to this here. Yep, so a little bit of rotation here. This is actually north of Stigler, so if you're in Stigler, you're technically okay. You're still in the warning, so just stay in your safe place until the warning expires. Lots in Oklahoma, you guys are fine. We are not expecting any severe weather today in central Oklahoma. There is no risk zone. Lots in, you're basically borderline marginal there, so you're technically not in that risk zone, and that would be for wind and for hail on the west side of you. Oklahoma City, you guys are fine. We're not expecting anything in OKC. It's either west of Oklahoma or east of Oklahoma City, so that's where we're seeing that severe weather threat at. A lot of changes since last night's forecast, if you guys were watching the stream last night. So that's the biggest thing. Another thing I want to mention, we should start to see, as this squall line enters Arkansas, we should start to see the northern mode of this really start to fall apart. I think the models do a really good job at handling this here. By the time we get this into like central Arkansas by this evening, this is going to be nothing but just wind at that point. So we're really going to be more focused on southern Texas and the Ohio Valley for a conditional tornado risk today. I'm not expecting an outbreak. I'm not expecting really anything too crazy today, just given the environment that we're seeing currently right now. So that is some good news for you guys. Southern Missouri Boot Hill area, very, very isolated conditional tornado risk today, wind threat and a hail threat. So guys, another thing too, tornado sirens. If a tornado siren goes off, depending on the city or the town, they can allow tornado sirens to go off clearly for tornado warnings. Tornado sirens are going to sound through the whole entire warning on and off. You need to stay in your safe place until the warning expires. If there is anybody in the chat that uses tornado sirens to get their alerts for severe weather, please do not do that. That's actually how you can get yourself killed. Do not do that. You need to have alerts on your phone. You need to have a NOAA weather radio. Tornado sirens are only meant for people to hear outside. If you hear them inside your house, that is completely fine. But they're only meant to help people that are outside. If you use a tornado siren to alert you for severe weather, that is probably the most not smartest thing you can do. Do not do that. That's actually, like I said, I've heard stories of people losing their lives because of that. You need to be in your safe place once a warning is issued until the warning expires. So, do not do that. Not a smart idea. So you're going to hear those sirens sound for the whole entire warning. We probably will get an extension on this. This looks pretty impressive still in terms of the rotation. I will say, if you're out in front of this here, Fort Smith, Muldrow, and Sallisaw, Oklahoma here, be mindful you might get an extension on this tornado warning here in just a few minutes. I wouldn't be shocked to see that extend. But you guys are about to be out of that warning here. So Stigler, you're about to be out of this warning. This is to the east of you now. You're pretty much almost done there, so you should be good. So I will mention, guys, for everybody that's in stream here, most of you guys are doing good. I've seen a couple comments. If you're going to come into the stream and be rude or be vulgar or say false information, you will get muted and blocked in stream. I've got 30 mods on stream ready to go. So if you want to try anything funny, it's not going to work. It's not going to offend me. It's not going to offend anybody else. We are here to give out legit real-time information. We are here to save lives. We are here to keep you guys updated on weather. Let's keep this a positive and respectful chat, please. I will mute you and block you in a heartbeat. It's not going to happen here. So there's typically like to have a lot of trolls that come in here and do some wild wonky things. So but I do appreciate you guys for being in here very, very much. I love how I say that and then people start saying wonky stuff. It never ceases to amaze me. The streams on here. So Houston Storm Tracker. I like it a lot, dude. I've really fell in love with this software. I am a huge fan of it. I like to use as many different things that I can use, but this software has just I've fallen in love with it. It's freaking awesome. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. Tornado risk is weakening for Dallas-Fort Worth area. South of that here, where we haven't had storms yet, no. It just depends on where you're at. Yeah, you can still see this supercell embedded within this line of storm. So this is where that tornado warning is currently at right now. Yeah, no, Paul's freaking awesome. And they're doing updates too on it as well here pretty soon. So I'm super freaking excited about it. I was never able to use this software because I never had a computer that could hold the quality of it. But yeah, I'm super in love with it. Yeah, we are too. We're waiting on it as well. So me and Connor both are gonna get it when it comes out. Super freaking excited. I believe we're gonna get early access to it as well. So it's freaking exciting. So we still have this tornado warning. Wouldn't be shocked to see an extension on it. I'm also kind of watching a little bit further to the south down here, just north of McCurtain for maybe a little bit of some broad rotation. But speaking of that,
a new tornado warning has been issued.
I spoke it into existence again. Look at that. Crazy. Alrighty. So we've got Tamaha, Vian, and Sallisaw, Oklahoma in this new tornado warning. Yep, so we're continuing to watch this. This is going to cross Interstate 40 here pretty soon. So we're going to be watching that. Sydney, what's up? Good to see you in here. So once again, if you are in this tornado warning, guys, please be seeking shelter. Please, please, please. Stigler, you guys are out of the tornado warning, basically. Yeah, the tornado warning for you guys is expiring, so we're not expecting anything for Stigler. That already passed you guys. So, guys, I'm staying focused on tornado warnings first, and we'll update everybody else as warnings come out here. So if you're in Texas, just be alert. DFW area, you're pretty much done for the day. Don't expect anything severe weather-wise for DFW anymore today. Just going to be some heavy rainfall. Yeah, so still seeing a little bit of rotation here. Actually starting to see maybe a little bit of a recycle with this potentially. Just a little bit of brighter colors here. So you've got your inflow winds feeding into this. You've got your outflow. So this is where that rotation is at. It's very broad rotation. It's not anything impressive right now, but regardless of that, please be in your safe place if you are in Sallisaw, Tamaha here, or Vian. And that is here in Oklahoma. So we currently have no warnings in Texas right now. No warnings in Texas, but that could change later on this afternoon. So. Let's see what we have on this thing, gate to gate. Let's see what we're looking at here, gate to gate shear-wise. Yeah, a little bit of rotation here to the south of Tamaha, Oklahoma. Not a lot, but just a little bit of circulation here ongoing. Yeah, so a little bit of circulation here south of Tamaha. Once again, if you're in your safe, please make sure you guys are in your safe places. We're not seeing a correlation coefficient, so this tornado is radar indicated. It is not on the ground doing damage, and hopefully we can keep it that way. Let's go actually and look at storm velocity. Let's do this. Yeah, a little bit stronger, some outflow winds, a little bit stronger, some inflow winds. So hopefully this does not amount to much of anything, but there is still some pretty decent circulation with this. By the way, guys, for anybody that is interested, on Saturday, I will be doing a weather class on here. We're going to talk about how to read models. We're going to talk about how to do mapping. All that lovely, lovely stuff. So make sure you guys tune in for that if you were interested. That is going to be on Saturday. Also, either Friday or Saturday, guys, we will be releasing our merch store. We will have the merch up and running, the Mesomat merch. Rochelle has been super, super hard work doing that. That will be on Friday or Saturday, hopefully. So we will have all of the merch out. Rochelle is continuing to get ideas and update that shop as well, but super excited. Hopefully we'll have that up and running at some point this weekend. So that will be freaking awesome. Dallas, you guys are fine for the day. You're pretty much out of the severe weather risk for today. Yeah, Roro's been in overdrive mode for that. So, super excited. All right. I'm starting to notice a little bit stronger inflow here. So, we're going to see if this starts to recycle or wrap up here. That would not be a good sign. Starting to see a little bit more of a potential tornado, potentially maybe trying to develop here. This is in Tamaha and Sallisaw, eastern Oklahoma. So, this will be crossing into Arkansas. So, if you're up in like Fayetteville, between Fayetteville and Fort Smith, you need to be mindful here. No warnings in Texas currently, just looking at Oklahoma currently right now. We'll go back and we'll look at gate-to-gate shear on this thing. Yeah. Starting to see a little bit stronger of some inflow outflow. So this would be where we would be watching for the potential for this tornado. This is just to the south here of Tamaha, Oklahoma. No, this is not observed. This is radar indicated. Elizabeth says, don't circle Coruscant. You guys will hopefully only get some damaging winds today, but you do have that strong tornado potential. You do have a strong tornado potential, so it's not 0. I don't know what time yet, guys. We're going to get on live stream Saturday. It'll be after I make my videos. I'll probably will shoot for like 1 or 2 p.m. 1 or 2 p.m. on Saturday. It's kind of my time frame. We'll see. Yes, this is current weather. I don't know why people think that this is fake or that this is not real. You guys can download a weather app or a radar app, and you can see exactly where tornado warnings are at in real time on your phone. If you don't believe me, I always get a couple people that come in here and think this is fake, and it's not fake. I would not be wasting my time giving y'all weather advice if it was fake. So, you guys might also hear some background noise too. Our kiddo's got therapy right now, so. Yeah, it does. I get the comment all the time. It's just like, how? I just don't understand people. I don't understand people. Guys, we've done, I think, right at 30 hours of streaming, weather coverage-wise, just in the last 4 days. We were on here for 10 hours on a Monday covering the outbreak or the potential outbreak from the Midwest down to Oklahoma. We were on here yesterday for 4 to 6 hours yesterday. And then today we'll probably be on here for a couple hours. So you guys have no idea what hurricane season's going to be like this year. No idea. We're going to be on here a lot longer and a lot more once hurricane season starts in 1 month. Hurricane season officially starts 1 month from tomorrow, guys. 1 month from tomorrow will be June 1st, the start of the Atlantic hurricane season. So I will be releasing a forecast video on that here in just a little bit. So for all y'all that live down in the Gulf or live on the East Coast, it's your time to start getting prepared now. We can see storms earlier, and some models yesterday already tried to attempt to do something down and along the Gulf. Hopefully that was a fantasy run, but shoot. It's coming quicker than you guys think. It feels like we just had Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. People aren't even nowhere near recovered from that. So, all right, update here on this tornado warning here. Looks like we're back to outflow dominant on this supercell. Still has the potential downstream to maybe do something here, but other than that, this is just continuing to kind of go QLCS. I want to watch over here as well towards Kyoto. Potentially maybe some rotation in the future here. I have a hangnail on my finger and it hurts. Ow. Yeah, potentially watching for some rotation here as well near Kyoto. So once again, guys, we have no warnings in Texas currently. That may or may not stay the same. But as of right now, if this squall line keeps approaching southeast here, if nothing changes, we may get very, very lucky once again today in southeast Texas. We'll see. We do have lots of instability out in front of this line of storms here, and we are supposed to see discrete supercells try and fire off this afternoon, and that's going to be where that stronger tornado risk is going to be at. But outside of this, no warnings in Texas currently. They are only in Oklahoma. I'm still seeing a little bit of velocity with this. They might let this tornado warning go here in a few minutes. All right, let me check on a couple of things here. Yeah, David, we got one more day of this severe weather here, and then hopefully we get a break for a couple days. I'm not a fan of this everyday thing. I love talking about weather, but every day it just gets old, honestly. We need a break every once in a while. Like, golly, Mother Nature. If for some reason you guys can't see the screen, there should be a button on the bottom right of the live stream where you can tap it. I'm also live, guys, on YouTube, so you might be able to see it better on there as well. If you guys want to head over to YouTube, I also can see questions a little bit better there as well. So, just want to give you guys an update on that there. Looks like we're losing this tornadic supercell, though. Looks like it's being engulfed in rain, so it shouldn't be here too much longer. I will tell you guys, I have thought over the last couple days here about doing something different with the stream in the future. I want to start. I'm considering this is going to be about a $200 investment. It's really not that much, but I thought about getting a green screen behind me and starting to do stand-up live streams. I would have to move a lot of things around to do that, but I really thought about it. I don't know how you guys would feel about seeing Mesomat in a t-shirt and shorts every day on live stream, standing up and doing weather coverage through a green screen, or if y'all would rather me do it this way. It would really be up to, I'm going to start kind of getting an idea on what you guys think about that, because you guys are the viewers. I would like to give you guys what y'all like in terms of the way the streams look. So if that's something that you guys might be interested in, definitely let me know. But it's going to take some time to get that all set up. So it wouldn't be just this big adjustment, but that would be something that I would do. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am not going to dress up in a t-shirt or a tux and tie like they do on news stations. It would do it that way. It's going to be some old-fashioned run-of-the-mill thing, but I've thought about it a lot here recently and trying to update things more, but it would take me some time to get to that point. It's gonna take some money, it's gonna take some time. So I would probably go back and forth, but I would be curious to see what it looks like and to see what it does. So we'll see. Ali says it'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I think it would be pretty cool. I think it would be. I like sitting in a chair, especially on days where we have like 8-hour coverage plus days. But you know, I don't know. I'm continuing to try to think about how to change streams up and just make it different. So we'll see. There was never a confirmed tornado in Stigler. We haven't had any observed tornadoes today. We've had all radar indicated. So. Yeah, I might give it a shot down the road. We'll see how it goes. It would take a lot for me to get to that point. I would have to move around this whole entire room again, and I don't really know if I want to do that. So we'll see. I would prefer sitting in a chair mostly, but I've thought about it a lot. A tornado touchdown and tore through Kinta, Oklahoma. Where's that at? I haven't seen any observed stuff today at all, so I'll know if there's a confirmed tornado on the ground, guys. It would be. Hold on a second. Let me look and see something real quick. Let me see here. You said it was Kenton, Oklahoma? Or Kinta, Oklahoma. Sorry, Kinta. We never had a confirmed tag there. Let me go back and look here. Hold on a second. You might have seen straight line winds, Haley, because there was never an observed tornado report in that area at all. Yeah, let me, not saying that it didn't happen at all. Let me wait for some data to come in and see what the Storm Prediction Center reports do, because it may happen and it may not have been warned. So I can confirm that. I can confirm that probably by tomorrow. We'll see, because there will be reports for that. If that was true, it'll be reported. So yeah, I'll wait for reports to come in. Yeah, no, and I'm not saying it didn't happen at all. These QLCS lines can produce brief spin ups. They sometimes they won't get warned, or sometimes they get missed. It can't happen. So without a doubt, I wouldn't be shocked if that happened or not, because this is the same storm that's going through right now that was in that area. So wouldn't shock me. Wouldn't shock me at all. We've had that a lot this year. Like I said, these line of thunderstorms can produce tornadoes that happen so briefly. The Storm Prediction Center, the National Weather Service offices can't see it sometimes. It happens more times than not. Sadly. So, yeah, briefly in a nutshell, that is not what I want to do. Briefly in a nutshell, guys, this is the severe weather risk zone for today. Once again, we do have the threat for severe weather back up here into the Ohio Valley today. Continuing to see the threat for an isolated tornado risk up into Indiana, Illinois, eastern Missouri, and northwestern Kentucky. Very, very low in risk today. I want you guys to also see something. You guys see this little box right here in central Tennessee? You see this little yellow box? Let this be a teaching moment for you guys, okay? This is why you always need to be weather aware. You can get severe weather outside of severe weather risk zones. It can happen. It can 100% happen. So always be weather aware, guys, that this can happen. I'm just kind of using that as a teaching moment there. I think people think all the time that they can't get severe weather outside of risk zones, and they can happen. This is actually a radar indicated 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour thunderstorm warning just west of Knoxville, Tennessee. So just something to be mindful of. But yeah, up here in the Ohio Valley, very low interest severe weather risk today. This is a very conditional, meaning something may happen, something may not happen. We're watching this because I'm in this risk zone today. So we're keeping you guys updated with that. We'll see what the Storm Prediction Center does here in about 2 hours with the next update. Outside of that, though, risk zone today, we're going to have some supercells later on this evening that could fire off in West Texas, southwestern Oklahoma for an isolated wind, hail, conditional tornado risk. But this is the main event right here for today. We're going to continue to watch this squall line move east-southeast here, producing the threat for a couple tornadoes, some damaging wind, and some hail. So we'll have to see what happens with this. I would say Missouri, just be mindful. You're in a level 1 risk out of 5. Be mindful all modes of severe weather will be possible today. But as this line goes north, we should start to see it weaken. Should be weakening. Oklahoma City, in and around Oklahoma City, you guys are fine. There is no risk zone today. They took you guys out of it on the latest update. I'm not expecting anything in OKC. So that's lots of some positivity. I was waiting to see if we had a new mesoscale discussion. There is nothing yet. Yep, no mesoscale yet on the southern mode. We should be getting a new tornado watch here soon. Let me see if we've got a new run on this. Yeah, a couple cells going to pop up in Kentucky later on this afternoon. We're going to watch those. We get back down here to the Southern Plains. New run coming in. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get much of anything down here. We'll see how this goes. I think we're going to get another potentially busted risk zone today. So
a new tornado warning has been issued.
Well, there's our first tornado warning for Texas. I believe that is, yep, that is the storm we were watching literally a few seconds ago in Cleburne. I mentioned that about 15 minutes ago. So if you were in Hillsboro or I believe this is pronounced, is it Itasca? I'm going to probably butcher that about 1,000,000 times. Be in your safe place, guys. That's along 35 West here. Let me get this pulled back up. I'm probably going to butcher that 1,000,000 times today. Yeah, so there it is. This is a embedded supercell up here. So yeah, this is going to be a southeast mover. So you've got a little bit of rotation. That is right there. That is your spin. So this is here in Central Texas. We should be getting a watch down here pretty soon. So this is north of Waco. So if you're in Waco, you need to be watching this very closely here. Let's look at gate-to-gate wind shear. This might actually be potentially almost confirmed. Pretty decent amount of rotation with this storm. Itasca. Okay, thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate that. Yep, so that's going to be where that's at. This is moving southeast, so this is going to be headed towards west, Hillsboro, potentially towards Mountain Calm. This will be south of Corsicana. Yep, so that's the rotation. I still wouldn't be shocked to say that this is potentially almost observed. I'm going to wait and see. That's clean air there. We're going to wait and see if we get a CC that pops up on this. So nevertheless, guys, be in your safe place if you're in this warning here. What's up, Cody? Good to see you, bud. So once again, radar indicated warning for now. Might change here soon, potentially. Yeah, pretty decent amount of rotation with this storm. So like I said, this is going southeast here. So yeah, actually, you know, this is going to be headed potentially towards Blooming Grove and Corsicana. So Elizabeth, if you're still in here, I'd be watching this very, very closely. East motion here. So once again, Carl's Corner, north side of Hillsboro, Covington here as well. You guys are in that warning. Looks like that rotation is just south of Covington is where we're seeing that at currently. Yeah. We got another little embedded supercell to the south of this here, so this will be interesting to see if this helps feed in inflow to our northern cell. So all this motion is east-southeast today, and then we still have that tornado warning up here in Oklahoma as well. This has about, I believe, 26 minutes left on it. We'll check on this here and see what we're doing with this warning. Guys, I'm only focusing on tornado warnings right now. I am not going to answer other questions related to other areas until the warnings expire. Yeah, both of these. So we're going to get a new tornado warning to the south of us here. So both of these are starting to become a little bit more identified. So I would not be shocked to see a new warning be issued here for Muldrow and Sallisaw again. This is going to get very, very close here to the western side of Fort Smith. And then we've still got that tornado warning up here in Vian and Tamaha, Oklahoma. There it is.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Once again, I spoke it into existence. That's absolutely insane. Muldrow and Sallisaw, get to your safe place, please. That's actually wild. So, yeah, that's going to be coming. Both of these warnings are headed towards Interstate 40. We'll see if we have CC on either one of these. No, we do not. Yeah, both of these are QLCS tornadoes, so rotation's not going to show too much on that. I would almost think the southern one looks a little bit more impressive. So once again, this is headed towards the Sallisaw and Muldrow area. Yeah, the southern one is looking a little bit more impressive. You're getting starting to see some of those brighter colors pop up here with your outflow. Clearly, that is visible, and then the northern one is also very visible. Yeah, if you guys are in Sallisaw, please be seeking shelter. This is a tornado warning for you guys. Muldrow, Interstate 40 here. There's the new watch.
A new tornado watch has been issued.
And there's our watch for Waco, Lufkin, and Shreveport. This is for you guys. This is out until 8 p.m. Central Time. That is our new watch as I expected for you guys. Buffalo, Nacogdoches, Trinity, Bryan, Brenham, and Corsicana. Or Corsicana. Waco is in that as well. Yeah, guys, I'm not the best with pronunciation on some of these areas. So, bear with me on that. So, once again, that is the new watch that is out till 8 p.m. Central Time. So, I want to mention, guys, none of these tornado warnings are confirmed. They are radar-indicated warnings as of now. So, unless it is observed, it will be not on the ground currently. So once again, that new tornado watch is out. Austin, Texas, you guys are not in that watch. There is a low-end threat for wind and hail this afternoon for you guys. I'm not expecting too much down there, but that tornado watch is just to the north of you guys. So Killeen, Waco, Mexia, Corsicana, I should say, Tyler, Texas, Nacogdoches, Huntsville, Bryan, you guys are in that warning, the tornado watch out till 8 p.m. Central Time. This just got issued, and this goes up into northwestern Louisiana as well. So, yeah, like I said, guys, I'm gonna butcher some of these cities today. Just bear with me, please. It's bad sometimes. I've covered Texas and Oklahoma a million times, and I would think at this point that I would get it, but I don't. So these are the two areas of rotation we're watching here in Oklahoma. Once again, VN, Sallisaw, Muldrow, Rollin, Gaines, you guys are in that. Cowlington, you're also in that warning here. Both areas are radar indicated rotation. None of these tornadoes are on the ground as of right now. They are radar indicated, meaning that they are warned for rotation. Does not mean it is observed or on the ground doing damage yet. Hopefully that does not happen. We do still have that tornado warning down here as well, just outside of Hillsboro, Carl's Corner, and Itasca and Covington, Texas, as well here. Yeah, so that rotation is definitely still there. Got a lot of scattered convection across the watch area too. So watching how these storms are going to unfold this evening are going to be quite interesting, to say the least there. Yeah, OKC, guys, you're good for the day. No risk zone for you guys. There is nothing from basically Enid, Oklahoma, all the way down here to the Ardmore area. You guys are good. No risk zone at all for Oklahoma City. And once the Storm Prediction Center updates the risk zone in about 2 hours, a lot of this risk zone will change once again. It'll shrink. So once again, Sallisaw, Muldrow, VN, please be seeking shelter, guys. These are radar indicated rotation on these warnings here. We do not have any sign of a debris signature, which is good, but that can change if this tornado decides to drop. Right now, we're not seeing that. So just a heads up, guys, as well, if you're just joining into the stream on Saturday, probably between 1 and 3 p.m. Central Time, that's what I'm thinking doing this. We're going to get on stream, and we're going to talk about how to read weather models. We're going to talk about how to read radar. We're going to do a whole, like, Weather 101 class and just kind of chat and talk about things. So I'm going to do that for you guys so people can get a little bit better of a grasp on how to how to like look at this stuff in the future when you're in risk zones for severe weather. I think that is very vulnerable, or not very, very, very important to helping keep people safe in the aspect of weather world. So if you are interested in doing that, I will put out a video about
A
that on
new
tomorrow.
tornado watch has been issued.
So there's Arkansas's new tornado watch. Yeah, I'll be putting that out probably in my video either tomorrow or on Friday. I'll let you guys know the time for that coming up here soon. We've got one more day of severe weather coverage tomorrow, and then we'll be off for a couple days, hopefully. So, all right, brand new tornado watch extension here. This is for Central Arkansas, I believe. Once this gets updated here, should extend out for the rest of the risk zone. I believe that is the extension, actually. We'll see here. Yeah, so that tornado watch is now extended into western Arkansas. So this is out till 5 p.m. Central Time. So we're continuing to watch this squall line work its way east. Still waiting on that northern mode up in the Ohio Valley to also get going here. Yeah, these two cells are just continuing to go east. So we're continuing to see little embedded circulations embedded within this line of thunderstorms. And these happen more times than not. Very tricky to kind of pinpoint sometimes, but they can cause brief tornadoes to happen. Okay, we are watching Oklahoma right now, guys. Go back and look at velocity here. Yeah, but these are still existing here. Definitely still, these are going to be crossing into Arkansas here pretty soon. So out in front of these two warnings, we'll have Marble City eventually going here into Mountainburg, potentially just the north side of Fort Smith, Arkansas here. And then eventually this will be in Arkansas. We get into kind of the weird radar coverage mode here. But like I mentioned earlier, as these storms progress this evening, they should start to weaken, especially as we get closer and closer towards northern Missouri. We're going to run out of low-level shear, so be more of a wind and a hail threat than anything else. We still have a tornado warning down here into central Texas, just like I said, north of Hillsboro, Carl's Corner, in Itasca. Let me get back to this warning here. This is still out for the next 30 minutes. I think I clicked the right radar. There we go. There we go. There we go.
A new tornado watch has been issued.
That's the rest of Texas's new watch. Yeah, so still looking at some pretty decent rotation on this storm down here in Carl's Corner. That's where your rotation is at. A lot of hail embedded within this too. Also, that's also clean air too, so. We've got a lot of convection. This can be a good thing. This can be a bad thing. Lots of convection ongoing in this new watch box here down in south central portions of Texas. So either this is going to allow for maximized tornado potential between now and 6 p.m. or it's going to allow for just rain to happen, which I would rather have that scenario happen. It's a little bit of a weird storm motion today. So that warning is still present. Get back up here to Oklahoma. Might start to see a little bit of some circulation up here as well, just east of Braggs, Oklahoma. So we're going to watch that. Yeah, so as these storms move too, guys, the tornado watch will drop behind it. So that means your severe weather threat is over with if your watches drop. If you're just now coming in and you're getting that new tornado watch either in Arkansas or Texas, that means conditions are favorable for tornadoes all the way up to 5 p.m. or 8 p.m., depending on if you're in Arkansas or Texas. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. All right, let's get back here. So each one of these warnings, we still have 13 minutes left on the northern warning here in Vian, and we still have about 30 minutes left on the one here in Sallisaw and Muldrow. And then the one down here in Texas, a little bit smaller of a box. We've got 30 minutes left on this one as well. So this will be headed east towards Italy and Frost. Looks like it's going to go, yeah, it looks like it's going to go east towards like 35 east here, and then eventually headed towards Blooming Grove, potentially. Is where we're seeing that at. Yeah, this is starting to create some pretty strong outflow winds still, right at 50, 60 miles per hour there. Let's look at gate-to-gate shear and see what we're getting out of this. Yeah, still some pretty intense circulation. So once again, guys, if you are in or know or have friends that are in a tornado warning, please make sure they're in their safe place. It really shocks me how people don't know that they're not in a tornado warning. You guys need to have alerts on your phones. You need to have either a NOAA weather radio. There's a million apps that are free on the App Store that you can download to get alerts for when you get tornado warnings. I'm going to teach how to do all of that, guys, on Saturday too, if you don't know how to do that already. I get a lot of people that come in streams that don't know that they're in warnings, which just blows my mind every time. It's not a good thing. If you get issued and put in a tornado warning, guys, you have to be seeking shelter. That's a bathroom, that's a closet. If you don't seek shelter and there's actually a physical tornado on the ground doing damage, that's how you get yourself, gone off the face of the earth. We don't want that. Yeah, there is an app. I'll show you guys really quickly here. There is an app you can get on your phone. It's on the App Store and it's in Google Store. I actually prefer this app because it just gives you emergency alerts. You can also get like WeatherWise, Weather My Radar. There's a million different weather apps you can get, but this is the one that I found that's most interesting. It's called Emergency Severe Weather App. It's powered by Red Cross here. This is the app you can get. This gives you emergency severe weather alerts. If you download it, it's free. No fees or any of that. This is probably the best one I can suggest in terms of getting alerts on your phone. So Emergency Severe Weather App is literally what it's called. Very, very simple, very to the point. You can set up your location, where you're at, all that, etc., and it gives you alerts on your phones. Also, if you go to the settings on your phone, whether you're an Apple or Android, you can literally turn on emergency alerts for weather alerts. It's super simple. Make sure those are turned on, especially if you get severe weather a lot. Like I said, it blows my mind how many people I have that come in stream that don't know that they're in a tornado warning. Crazy. So if that helps anybody else, I hope it does. It's definitely you always need to have in your back pocket as a way to get alerts on your phones. No, there are no confirmed tornadoes on the ground right now. These are all radar indicated warnings. So that's the one that's in Texas. We're continuing to watch that. Starting to see more convection continue to pop up here in southern Texas here. We haven't seen anything quite yet organized, which is good. And then we've got those 2 tornado warnings up here in Oklahoma still. Come back up here to these. Golly. Let's stop yawning, I swear. Right now, Elizabeth, you're okay right now. They might do an extension just to the west of you. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Dallas, Texas, you guys are fine. You're just getting flooded. You're getting absolutely flooded right now. So.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry. I may have to get off here, guys, when Rochelle gets back with Richard, our other kiddo. She has to go pick him up from school and rush him to the doctor. He's having like an allergic reaction, so to something. I don't know what it is, but if she needs me when she gets back, I may have to hop off here. Hopefully not, but yeah, just a heads up with that. That's why she rushed in here. He's only 7 years old, so we'll see what happens. This is like the second one he's had, so he's probably allergic to something. I don't know what it is, or he just has allergies in general, but you guys, we also have Juniper. They did do an extension tornado warning here on the storm here in northeast Oklahoma here for Marble City. So this is a radar indicated tornado warning here. So it's the only update we have so far on this. We do have Juniper though. This cat always makes a stream appearance. The Junipers! So she sits right here beside me on the desk. Yeah, tornado watches in Terrell, Texas. Yes, that's till 8 p.m. Central Time. So you guys have the threat for a tornado 2 down there. Let me check and see if we have an update on anything here. We should start to see convective coverage in the Ohio Valley here soon. Okay, there we go.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
That should be an extension. Or it might be a new one. Let's see here. The tornado warning that was in Texas, west of Corsicana, did drop, so that is some good news there. I'm waiting to see where that new one is at. There it is. There it is. Okay. This is going to be for Smithville, Oklahoma. So if you're in Smithville, Oklahoma, this is a tornado warning until 1:45. This is only 14 minutes, I believe. All right, sorry. No, this is till 2:15. Sorry. So this is for the next 45 minutes on this warning here. So Smithville, Arkansas. Now, the tornado watch down here in Texas, depending on where you're at, the rest of the south or the northeastern portions of Texas, Tyler up to Texarkana, that watch is out till 5 p.m. The southern portions of Texas, your watch is out till 8 p.m. So different watch times for different people depending on where you're at. Austin says I'm starving. We'll get you some food there, bud. Get you some food there. Van Buren, Arkansas. You guys are in the slight risk, I believe, here. Where are you guys at? I feel like I already talked about you guys. Where are y'all at? Where are y'all at? You're somewhere here. I believe you guys are slight risk. Yeah, there is tornado potential in Tyler, Texas. We're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but there is tornado potential, yes. Arkansas. Okay, that's what I knew it was somewhere in here. I gotta find the Dad Gym place. Let's see here. I'm gonna lose my mind. There it is. You guys have a tornado warning to the west of you. You have one to the west of you there, so just be mindful. Severe thunderstorm warning also to the west of you here. I expect that warning to probably be, or that severe thunderstorm warning to be extended here pretty soon. But yeah, you have a tornado warning to the west of you. And then we have the one over here in Smithville as well. Jenny Purr, what are you doing? Yeah, if you're in the warning, guys, be seeking shelter, please. Please, please, please. Hold on, guys. I'm checking on something here. Okay. I will say one thing, guys. If storms cannot stay discreet or come together down in Texas, we may not get anything down in Texas today, other than some wind and some rain, which would be huge. That'd be a good thing. So we will see what happens. We still have Smithville here in Oklahoma. Let me look at the velocity on this. Yeah, very, very weak velocity scan. So I expect that to be a one-time warning there. They did drop the warning up in the Marble City area. We just have this tornado warning in Sallisaw, and that might also drop here in about 8 minutes. So as long as we don't get an extension on that, that should stay there. We should just have the one in Arkansas. As I mentioned though earlier too, this line is going to start to weaken as it gets closer to or goes into Arkansas. I had to reset my thing here real quick, guys. Hold on. There we go. Crashing out today. Yeah, we just got a mess of rain down here. Ugh. It's a lot of heavy rain. That line has yet to get a severe thunderstorm warning on it. So if that continues, like I said, might be a good thing. So we still have that tornado warning here until I got 7 more minutes on that warning in Sallisaw. And then the one in Smithville still has a little bit of time on it. What are you doing, Jenny Purr? What are you doing? Come here, the cats. Jenny Purr. We love the purrs. The purpers. Carissa says kitty. Jenny Purr. See if we've got any other updates here. Nothing yet. Hold on, guys. Let me go check on Hazel real quick. Hazel. All right, y'alls. Hmm. All right, we got a new severe thunderstorm warning in Texas. Yeah, that warning's going to expire, and then both these warnings might expire, honestly, guys, here in just a few minutes. I'm not seeing much on either one of these tornado warnings. These storms are already approaching the outside of the watch box already. We did finally get a severe thunderstorm warning down here for the Coruscant area, Coruscant, for this storm here just north of it for wind and hail. Yep, they dropped the one in Smithville. I'm going to check up here in the Ohio Valley. We haven't had a mesoscale discussion yet for this area, but I wouldn't be shocked to see a watch issued soon, potentially. Yeah, we don't have any storms quite yet. All right, we do have Texarkana, New Boston in this Torpos severe thunderstorm warning. Mount Pleasant, Atlanta here. You're getting your line of storms currently right now. Thank you guys for all the follows, by the way, all the likes. I do appreciate it. Make sure you guys are also subbed to me over on YouTube as well. I do appreciate y'all very, very much. Katie, you're gonna be fine. There's really not much to this. I will be shocked if you get a warning out of this. Yeah, damaging winds is gonna be your biggest threat. Yep, all of the warnings are going to be, this should be dropped. Yep, all the tornado warnings are dropped. So, depending on what this does here in the next few minutes, guys, I might end up hopping off here. That way I can help Rochelle with our kiddo when she gets home with him because he's not feeling good. And we'll do probably another live stream update later on tonight. Anything for Ohio tonight? For tonight in Ohio, you guys have a very, very, yeah, unless you're in Cincinnati, you have a level 1 risk out of 5 for a potential couple of damaging wind and hail events, but it doesn't look like it's going to be much of anything according to what the models are showing. So we're going to have to watch that. Tomorrow you'll have a bigger threat for some damaging winds and some hail, so. Yeah, Katie, you're about to get the wind out of this here. Just be mindful. You might lose power probably. Yeah, I probably am gonna have to get off here, guys, in just a few minutes and help Rochelle with our kiddo when she gets home here. So if I'm able to jump back on, guys, later on, I will. I will mention you guys, like I said, tornado watches are out for Texas, for Arkansas. This line of storms will continue to advance very, very slowly here to the east. Really, this severe weather threat should be over with after 8 p.m. tonight. I'm not expecting an overnight threat. I'm not expecting anything ridiculously crazy. So you guys should be mostly in the good for those areas there. Just be mindful, have alerts on your phones, all that, etc. You guys know the big deal on that. So we will be potentially doing coverage again tomorrow, depending on how everything unfolds. There's a pretty big risk zone extends from Texas all the way up to New York tomorrow for damaging winds and a very, very low end tornado risk. Like I said, I'll probably end up hopping back on here again later on tonight and doing an update with you guys on that. But our kiddos need to be attended to, so I'm gonna have to help Roro with that once that gets through here. So just be mindful, guys. Like I said, Arkansas, this line of storm should start to weaken as it gets into Arkansas. That is the expected potential there, as I mentioned. And then we will have, like I said, the rest of Texas down here, southeast Texas, conditional tornado threat, maybe a brief strong tornado, although we have not really seen anything to that magnitude there. So like I said, I will have another update for you guys here later on tonight, hopefully. If not, it'll be tomorrow morning, but my plan is to get back on tonight. We will have a live stream on Saturday for just to kind of do some weather talk, kind of get you guys, taught up on some models, all that, etc. I'll let y'all know in the video. Once we get closer to that on Saturday. Yeah, I was going to say, Austin, it doesn't surprise me that there's been multiple reports there of that. These quasi-linear convective scale tornadoes can be a little bit difficult sometimes to pinpoint. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever on that. I do love you guys. I appreciate y'all for watching today. I'm sorry I have to cut the stream short, but if you guys know if you have kiddos, y'all understand. Kiddos are going to come first. So, I try to get on here as much as I can and cover as much as I can for you guys when we're able to. So I will have another live stream update for you guys later on, hopefully tonight. Be safe, guys. Be weather aware. My weather team, guys, thank you for helping out in stream very, very, very much today. Thank you guys, viewers, for the gifts, for the taps, for the follows, for the subscriptions over on YouTube. If you guys have not subbed over to my YouTube channel, make sure you guys do that as well. I will see everybody hopefully back in here later on tonight. Like I said, just be safe, be weather aware, have alerts on your phones, have no weather radio set up, and I will see you guys back in here later on tonight. Be safe, guys.